ain't you.
We've been through it all, partner. Every goodbye
Thing if we don't fight for it.
Toy Story 5 continues the emotional legacy of the beloved franchise by exploring what it truly means to matter in a world where childhood, technology, and relationships keep evolving. The story returns to the toys at a moment of quiet uncertainty, where life feels stable on the surface but deeply reflective underneath. After years of change, goodbyes, and new beginnings, the toys now face a question they have never had to answer so directly. What is their purpose when play itself is changing? The world around the toys feels more modern and unfamiliar. Children are surrounded by smart devices, digital companions, and interactive technology that responds instantly, leaving traditional toys feeling slower and less exciting by comparison. Woody, Buzz, Jessie, and the rest are no longer just competing for attention in a toy box, but for relevance in an era that moves faster than imagination once did. This shift sets the emotional foundation of the film, focusing not on loss, but on adaptation. Woody enters the story more introspective than ever. After years of defining himself by being there for a child, he now understands that belonging can take many forms. However, that understanding does not erase the quiet fear of being left behind by a world that no longer plays the same way. His leadership is calmer, less about control and more about guidance. As he tries to help the others find meaning without forcing the past to repeat itself, Buzz Lightyear faces a different struggle. Once the symbol of the future, he now realizes that even heroes can feel outdated. His journey in the film centers on identity beyond catchphrases and missions. Buzz must confront who he is when he is not the newest or most impressive toy in the room, discovering that loyalty, experience, and heart are qualities that technology cannot replace. Jessie's role becomes emotionally significant as she represents resilience and optimism. Having already endured abandonment in the past, she understands change better than most. Jessie becomes a source of strength for the group, reminding them that being loved once means the love never truly disappears. Her perspective reframes fear into possibility, pushing the toys to see new paths rather than endings. The plot introduces a new dynamic through a child who interacts with both physical toys and digital companions. This child does not reject toys out of cruelty or boredom, but simply sees the world differently. This nuanced portrayal avoids blaming the next generation and instead highlights how play itself is evolving. The toys must learn how to exist within this new definition rather than fighting against it. A central conflict emerges. When a new line of highly advanced interactive toys arrives, these toys are charming, intelligent, and endlessly responsive, designed to adapt instantly to a child's preferences. Unlike past antagonists, these toys are not evil or malicious. They genuinely believe they are helping children more effectively, which creates a morally complex tension. The question is not who is right or wrong, but whether there is room for both. Woody initially sees these new toys as a threat, not because they are bad, but because they make him question his own value. This internal conflict is more powerful than any external danger. Buzz, Jessie, and the others each react differently, reflecting real emotional responses to change: denial, curiosity, fear, and acceptance. Their disagreements feel honest, grounded in years of shared history. The story gradually shifts from competition to understanding. Through a series of emotional encounters, the toys realize that play is not about being the most advanced, but about connection. A toy does not need to talk back instantly or update itself to matter. Sometimes, the quiet presence of something familiar offers comfort that no algorithm can replicate. Forky's return adds humor and unexpected insight. Still questioning his own existence, Forky becomes a surprising voice of wisdom. His simple logic cuts through the toys' anxiety, reminding them that purpose is often assigned by love, not design. His perspective reinforces one of the franchise's core messages: meaning is not something you are built with, but something you grow into. As the plot unfolds, the toys face the possibility of being separated again, not by force, but by choice. Some toys are drawn toward new environments where they can still bring joy, even if it means leaving old friends behind. These moments are handled with emotional maturity, emphasizing that love does not disappear when paths diverge. The film's emotional peak centers on Woody confronting the idea that leadership sometimes means letting go. He realizes that holding on to the past too tightly can prevent others from finding their own futures. This realization does not come easily and is accompanied by quiet moments of doubt, memory, and reflection on all the children he has loved before. Visually, the film balances nostalgia with modernity. Familiar settings are contrasted with sleek, digital environments, reinforcing the theme of old and new coexisting. The animation highlights subtle expressions and body language, allowing emotions to speak louder than words. Small gestures, like a toy being gently placed on a shelf or picked up again after a long time, carry deep emotional weight. The pacing allows space for reflection, giving each major character a moment to confront their fears. Buzz's storyline resolves with him redefining what it means to be a hero, not as someone who leads the charge, but as someone who stands steady when others need support. Jessie embraces a role as a mentor, guiding younger toys through uncertainty with empathy rather than authority. The resolution does not present a perfect or permanent solution. Instead, it embraces the idea that life, even for toys, is made of phases. Some toys find new children, some remain in quiet companionship, and others step into roles that are less visible but equally meaningful. The message is clear. Purpose is not one size fits all. The emotional conclusion reinforces that being a toy is not about constant play, but about being there when it matters most. A toy's value is not diminished by time or change, but defined by the memories it helps create. These memories live on even when toys are placed on shelves or tucked away. Subtle nods to past films are woven into the narrative, not as fan service, but as emotional continuity. These moments honor the journey the characters have taken without overshadowing the new story. The film respects its own history while allowing characters to grow beyond it. The tone of the film balances humor, warmth, and introspection. Jokes arise naturally from character interactions rather than slapstick, appealing to both children and adults. Laughter and tears coexist, reinforcing the franchise's reputation for emotional storytelling that resonates across generations. The sense of closure at the end feels gentle rather than final. The story leaves room for imagination, suggesting that as long as children exist, stories will continue. The toy's journey mirrors the audience's own experience of growing up, letting go, and finding meaning in unexpected places. By the final moments, Toy Story 5 stands as a reflection on time, relevance, and love. It acknowledges that change can be painful but also beautiful. The film does not ask viewers to cling to the past or rush toward the future, but to appreciate the present for what it is. The lasting impression is one of quiet reassurance. Even as the world evolves, the core of what makes something meaningful remains the same. Connection, care, and imagination cannot be replaced, only redefined. The toys may change roles, settings, and relationships, but their hearts remain the same. Toy Story 5 ultimately reminds audiences that growing up does not mean leaving everything behind. It means carrying what mattered with you in new forms and new ways. Through its characters and story, the film delivers a message that feels both timely and timeless, celebrating the enduring power of love, memory, and play.